Hello and welcome back to The Work Witch. I'm Bree. I wrote my notes for this video last night in a flurry. I was outside weeding as the sun was setting. It was my favorite time to weed. And it just sort of hit me like a ton of bricks that I need to share this story here. And that story is about my experience with the Starseed community and UFO religions. I want to be upfront that some of the things I want to talk about here are probably not the most obvious ex-Starseed stuff that you're going to find. I think there's a lot of really interesting stories out there, a lot of valuable stuff. I'm not really interested in repeating what other people have said. So I will leave quite a bit out here on problematic things about it because there's plenty of other content on the internet that will cover those things. I want to talk about some things that I don't see talked about much, but also that were literally how I realized that it was not working for me anymore. So there was a time that I was very into Starseeds and UFO religions. And the reason for this is because I have had multiple UFO experiences in my life, sometimes alone, but often mostly with other people. So I was able to co-witness something and we could not come to a conclusion. And this has happened as far back as when I was 7 or 8 years old, all the way to, I think my last UFO experience was probably 2019. So I've had a number of these experiences over the years. There's never been a doubt about UFO stuff in my family or my household. And then I also have had a number of out-of-body experiences or very strange dreams that were just very intense. Now, I am a pagan witch. I am used to having sort of oracle style or prophetic dreams. I keep a dream journal. Dream magic is one of the core pillars of my personal practice and has been for over a decade. So these were different dreams. They weren't just what I would think of as spiritual dreams. They were truly out-of-body experiences that I was looking at cosmic or intergalactic rationale to understand. So obviously with these experiences having happened to me, I came across the Starseed stuff and it clicked with me so strongly to the point where I was finding my guides. I did some hypnosis to recall some past stuff. I had multiple dreams after I encountered the whole Starseed thing of myself as a Lyran Starseed person. It all resonated with me so much. I felt like I understood myself and why I'm here and my all of my beliefs around reincarnation, my interests in Buddhism that could it made sense now alongside my polytheistic faith, right? There was so many pieces that it brought so many things together. And maybe you feel this way too. Maybe you're a current Starseed and you feel this way too. But I want to share what made it begin to unravel for me and what sort of sealed the deal that I could not continue on that path. Now, I do want to start with, so some of the common stuff that you'll see in critiques of the Starseeds and UFO community stuff is that a lot of it is quite racist. There's these tall whites, the Nordic aliens. There's just sort of this anti-black, anti-dark skin energy throughout. Now, I did not actually encounter a lot of this when I was into the Starseed thing, which was for about a year and a half maybe. I was not really in forums or in community with other people, so I didn't really encounter a lot of racist people or racist types. I literally just saw the framework or belief system and then just started pursuing it in my own personal practice, in my own personal time. As a solitary witch, that was just sort of my way of dealing with new wisdom that I found, right? So I did not actually see a lot of that. And if I had, maybe it would have unraveled for me sooner, but it didn't. So, but we'll get to the overlap in a second. So part one of the unraveling was when I would seek out content from other Starseed types, whether it's podcasts or YouTube videos or just being on Instagram or whatever at the time, the consistent thing that bugged me that I was overlooking, but then I couldn't overlook anymore, was that I didn't want to leave this world. There's a lot of language around ascending to a new earth, around calling in a new earth, around switching timelines. And, and to some extent, I resonate with a lot of this language. I do talk about on this channel that I believe that we should be building a new and better world for all of us to be living in. I have experienced something before that I would probably best describe as a timeline shift. So it's the language to me, it wasn't super off-putting, but the core message kept coming back as something that sort of haunted me, which was that somehow we could think ourselves or awaken ourselves out of the responsibility to repair the earth that we have and repair the systems and the society and the brokenness that we have here. And the point where I couldn't ignore this feeling anymore was when I realized that this was just an extension of a lot of racist colonial thinking. Now, before you start commenting with all of your fury, just hear me out for a second. You don't hear Indigenous people talk about abandoning their land or their stewardship responsibilities. The idea that we should extract and learn and get everything we can from a place and then move on to the next one, the quote-unquote new world, literally what they used to call the Americas, that's a colonialist mindset, which in our current era, colonialism is primarily driven by the white European descendants such as myself, okay? So the idea of not being fully rooted to a place, not feeling a sense of stewardship and responsibility, that struck me as rooted in whiteness. And this sense of sort of abandoning this world for a new one that would be somehow better struck me as, that's kind of racist, right? Like, this is before I encountered all the anti-Black and like light-skinned favoritism, the colorism of the Starseed community. Only colonizers would see land as disposable. Only colonizers think this way. Only colonizers want to move on from a world or a culture or a time when it's no longer interesting or entertaining or personally fulfilling. Indigenous people do not think like this. So that was the first step in the unraveling for me. And it made me think, okay, well, what is the goal then? Maybe we just have different language to describe what a new earth is. Maybe some people have this spiritual psychosis of like, no, literally there's going to be a fifth dimension planet, or it's already here and you can like awaken yourself to ascend to it or something, which I have someone in my life right now who believes this and is working on this every day. I'm trying to help them, okay? Just, it gets deeply embedded. So it could be that we just have a different idea. Maybe that's how they think, but I think it's about building a better economy, a circular economy, regenerative economy, making more equitable democracies all over the world. Like, maybe that's what I think of a new world. And maybe the truth is somewhere in the middle, or maybe it's something else entirely. And it's like the 7 blind men touching the elephant situation. They all have a different part and it's all an elephant, but everyone's like, no, this is, they think it's something else. So maybe that's it. But then step 2 of the unraveling happened for me. And here can I just read my notes? Is that okay if I just read my notes rather than rant? Because I want to be focused. I wrote decolonize your mind, Kaiba. And realizing this made me realize something else. That the whole starseed thing, indigo children, whatever, it's ultimately about this idea that there's a group of people, special in their celestial resume or mission or karma, who have come to Earth as a human being in order to help save this world, to spread light, to be a light worker. And I had thought this premise to not only be pure, but intuitively true, because I too felt like I was born to do something meaningful, born to repair this world in some small but important way. And frankly, I still feel that. But what would make me think that some cosmic origin would make me better positioned to heal and spread light and usher in a new world than an Indigenous person? Than a people who for thousands of years have already been living a sustainable, regenerative life in accordance with their spiritual wisdom and traditions, who've already been caring for ecosystems and practicing natural wellness. I don't think this is about white guilt. I think this is just a natural, critical view of white psychology, in that we've repackaged one of the fundamental issues with Christianity, which is missionary work, into being a light worker, into the UFO, into this cosmic, multidimensional wrapping paper. But the issue is still the same. that if I have any light that I can share in this world, any helping or repair I can do, my light work is staying in my own lane. It's not selling Palo Santo in an Etsy shop and leading retreats in Costa Rica or becoming a certified breathwork instructor. I'm sorry. It's kind of harsh language. I wrote this in a flurry while my kids were in the bathtub. I guess it really came out raw. But it continues. No, like where I can show up is in this tech industry, in corporate. I can critique and dismantle and unpack and file grievances and wake people up to their ability to affect change on these broken systems. That is my starseed work. Because at the end of the day, I do still believe I'm from the stars, but I also believe everyone else here is too. That all of us are 13 billion years old in this infinite loop of experience and creativity and stewardship. And saving this planet is definitely a project we need to take seriously. But my crystal collection and 5D ascension is not going to do that. Systematic decolonization, land back, and regenerative economics might. Wow, a mic drop from me. I actually hadn't read this over yet. And then I have other notes on here about what makes a business good, because profit as a metric is problematic. Oh yeah, I mean... So that's my journal entry from yesterday. I guess that's the video. I have nothing else to add to my notes. But those are my steps to unraveling. Is one, I don't want to go to a new earth. I want to take care of this one. And that doesn't make me a lower vibration or less awakened or ascended. If anything, it's just firmly animist. I don't want to see this world fall into ruin. We're responsible for it. And secondly, if I'm here on some cosmic mission, I mean, is it really that different from the Mormon missionaries who go to Central Africa to convert entire communities and rip away their culture and stuff? Is that really the way to do things? Or should we actually be thinking about land back? Should we actually be thinking about setting up alternative economies that are not explicitly Western European American capitalist in origin, but are reflective of natural resources, of human creativity, human energy and time, our natural cycles and rhythms, reciprocity? I just find it really hilarious to imagine that I, as some sort of light worker, could walk into, say, the Navajo reservation or over to the atrocities happening in Myanmar, or walk into Gaza and say love and light. It's meaningless. Aid is meaningful. Rights to exist, human rights are meaningful. Getting girls access to education, pads, tampons, birth control, abortion, that's meaningful. And if you have any questions about Starseed stuff or my experience with it, I would love to answer them, because I will say sort of the spiritual experiences I had as a result of being inspired by the Starseed thing, all of that was real and very true. I accessed new guides. I have a new sort of understanding of elemental ancestry and seeing the stones and the earth and seeing the trees as kinfolk in a way that I maybe didn't fully see prior. If you're also a parent, you've probably already seen this movie, but if you're not a parent, please do yourself a favor and watch the Disney movie Wish. It's really cute. It's such a good introduction to, I think, cosmic thinking for kids. And honestly, some of the, I think that whole movie might just be that is my political philosophy simplified for children. With a couple exceptions, they still have a monarch at the end. There's just this idea of, we're all made of, our life force is potential. It is star. It is wishing. It is striving. It is creativity, our unique medicine that we can each offer. And I won't spoil the plot of the movie, but that's sort of the spirit of it. And then the ending, there's this moment where a character, it makes me cry every time. A character witnesses his wish, and he just whispers, "Oh, I can't wait to get started." Oh, it hits me every time. That's how I feel about human ambition. That's how I feel about why we're all here. Find what you want to do. Find what you want to fix and serve and create and make. And I can't wait for you to get started. I am very much looking forward to negative comments on this video. If you are a jerk, I just don't really have time for drama in my life. Like, I'm in my 30s, I'm a mother. So if you can write your mean comment, but I will just delete it. Like, I don't care. Unless I think there's something like very instructive to other people where I might leave it up and we can have a nice little conversation or debate or whatever. If you're like commenting in good faith, please, yeah, I love counter arguments. I'm not saying like don't do that. But if you're gonna be just like a jerk and weird, I'm just gonna delete it, if that's okay. Cause I don't I'm too old for this shit, dude. Okay, anyway, have a great week. Don't let anyone treat you like shit, and I will see you next week. Bye. Toodle.